Focus. Hi everyone, it's Emma, and I've got... Can you please be normal? Hi everyone, it's Emma, and I've got my brother Will here. Say hi.
Hi.
So last week, my brother texted me saying that when he came home from college, he wanted to film my favorites video with me. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about our monthly favorites like books and manga and TV shows. Will's going to start with his favorite book.
I've been reading this book really slowly because I've been in school. I've been reading Stephen King's On Writing, which is his memoir, but it's not like an autobiography. He calls it a memoir of the craft. And so it's basically just his life, his story, specifically as it pertains to writing. The part where I'm at right now in the book, he's a young married dad with 2 kids working as an English teacher for $6,000 a year. And meanwhile, he's sending short stories off to just like random magazines to get small compensation. He just kind of talks about all these little events that affected him, helped him to become a writer, and sort of like tips and helpful things for people who want to be a writer, but it's more just a story that's entertaining in itself. He's just a very talented writer and is able to make sort of mundane things sound really interesting.
My favorite book for the month was The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Alire Saenz. This is the same author who wrote Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe, and I loved that one, but this one I love way more. I didn't expect to enjoy it more than Ari and Dante. I related to it a lot more. It's just so beautifully written, and he like writes about life in a very simple and, what's the word?
Poignant?
Thank you. Poignant way. I cried a lot reading this. It was very emotional, but it was definitely my favorite read of the month. I think it's one of my all-time favorite books now.
Wow.
So good.
So my next favorite is my manga / anime favorite, which is the same. So I started watching the first season of My Hero Academia a month or 2 ago because I knew that the second season was coming out soon, and I really liked it. And then I was like a couple episodes in the second season, I used a gift card to get the whole series that's out in English. There's only 8 volumes in English, and I don't like reading online, so I don't, read the scans or anything. So that's where I am in the manga. I was super impressed with the manga, partially because, the anime has kind of a cutesy art style, but the art in the manga is really detailed and like really impressively drawn. He has these really dramatic, large panels in its dramatic moments, which are really good. I wish I had the volumes here with me so I could show off some of the panels. As I was reading it, I just felt really happy, and it made me feel happy and like positive about life and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it made sense once I saw this interview with the author. He said that he had started drawing My Hero Academia after his previous series had been canceled, and he just started drawing what made him feel happy.
Oh, that's cool.
And it translates perfectly into the reading experience. And the anime is a great adaptation.
I watched the first 4 episodes with Will yesterday, and I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I don't have a manga favorite for this month because I didn't read a lot of manga, like only 2 volumes or something. But my anime favorite for the month was Your Lie in April, which I have not finished because I didn't want it to be over. It's also like so emotional that I can't handle a lot of it at one time. It's about these 2 kids, teenagers, who are like musical prodigies, them like healing through music. So there are a lot of triggers for it. I'll put them in the description box. Very pretty to watch. I put it in my reflection video that I did a little bit ago because watching it, it's just so calming and emotional, which is basically everything that I like in anime. I just like it to be aesthetically pleasing. I also think it's really therapeutic. Like, I think that the way that they described the main character dealing with all of his stuff is really realistic. So that was definitely my favorite anime.
I have a couple favorite TV shows this month that are not anime. One of them is The Big Fat Quiz of Everything, which is this British trivia show, like bar trivia, pretty much, like random pop culture kind of trivia, but they have comedians on the show as their contestants. So it's really funny to watch, and whenever they don't know an answer, they just be funny. Big Fat Quiz. It's a funny show. It's good stuff. The second season of Master of None came out this month, which is a Netflix original from Aziz Ansari, who, if you're not familiar with him, he played Tom Haverford in Parks and Rec. He's also pretty famous for his stand-up, but this is like his show. He plays the main character, he writes it and directs it. But the second season does a lot to be really aware in how it approaches different topics, how it can most creatively depict the subject matter that it's dealing with. In particular, there's this one episode that centers around different people in New York, different types of people, different ethnicities and backgrounds, how their experiences are different in the city. So there's one scene that is about a deaf girl, and the entire scene is played without sound.
Wow.
It's really dramatically portrayed, but also she's portrayed as a normal person, as someone who has a normal life, normal conversations even. He likes to talk about important things like feminism, racism, heavy topics, but approach them in a somewhat lighthearted way that's helpful. I would say definitely put like a maturity warning on that. It is a rated TV MA. There's definitely some mature conversations and scenes in the show, so be careful. Probably don't watch if you're underage.
My two TV favorites are both K-dramas, and they're both dramas that you guys suggested to me after my video last month. So like the number one K-drama that everyone told me to watch was Weightlifting Fairy, Kim Bok-joo, and I watched it like in a week and I loved it.
Weightlifting Fairy?
Yeah, Weightlifting Fairy. It's about a girl on a weightlifting team at like a sports college. So funny and cute and cheesy and like everything happy and uplifting. I think I loved it more than Strong Woman Do Bong Soon, which is funny because everyone said that it was cuter than Strong Woman Do Bong Soon, and I was like, there's absolutely no way. I loved the friendships because there's like the main girl and then she has her two best friends, and I loved their friendship. Like I cried at one point because this like friend moment that went on. And then I loved the main couple. Like the couple is my favorite K-drama couple that I've seen. I don't know, it was quirkier than Do Bong Soon, which I liked it. I liked the cute awkwardness of it. There was definitely a lot of secondhand embarrassment going on with that one. But the other K-drama that I watched is actually my favorite K-drama that I've watched, like overall. W Two Worlds. This show, I've never been so shocked so consistently in my whole life. Every episode had me yelling and freaking out. The basic premise of this one is that the main character, the main girl, her dad writes this webtoon called W, and it's about this man, and it like started 10 years ago, and it's followed his life like all the way up until now, and he's like a very successful president of some corporation or other. But his webtoon starts coming to life, starts fighting him and doing things differently than the way he's writing it, and the main character actually gets like sucked into the webtoon world.
Okay.
So it's kind of like action thrillery, but it's not creepy like Do Bong Soon. And the only kind of triggery type of things would be like violence, like people get shot and people like punch each other and stuff. I finished it yesterday actually, and I'm so sad it's over. Like I think I'm gonna rewatch the first episode. Music.
I've been really enjoying this album by Car Seat Headrest called Teens in Denial, which is their album which came out last year. It's their most recent album. I've described it to several people now as everything that my teenage self dreamed music could be. It's like kind of emo, but very rock. Really fun, I think. Even though it's like kind of emo garage rock, it's probably some of the catchiest music that I've listened to recently that isn't pop music.
I kind of had a weird music month. I listened to a lot of new music, but I don't have a lot of like standouts. There were a lot of new K-pop releases recently. 17's new mini album came out yesterday. So I've been listening to that all day long today, and I really love that, but it's not like a monthly favorite because it just came out. And I love iKON and GOT7's new releases that came out yesterday too. I know I listened to stuff other than K-pop, but I literally can't remember anything other than K-pop, and I didn't add it to my monthly playlist. I don't know, it was a weird music month, but I did listen to a lot of Winner and Monsta X. I really like Winner. I hadn't listened to them hardly at all before this month. Monsta X I had listened to a lot before, but I listened to them like way more this month. And I also found my bias, which was Wonho. I'm going to paste his face really giant right here.
You should paste his face over my face.
Over your face. Will's not important. Look at Wonho. Yeah. No. I'm going to link my Spotify playlist for the month down below, and you guys will see that it's just like kind of random. Yeah, those are all our favorites for the month. Let's do finger guns. What kind of awkward finger guns are those?
There isn't a real cool way to do finger guns.
You're right, there
You
isn't.
end up looking like...
Nail. The fingernails. I'm gonna make...
You should like have it like pop up as like a rainbow above our heads.
Thanks for watching.
School is fun.
School is fun.
Stay in school, kids. School is good. Read books.